The world of politics is a dangerous place since you never know who really has your back. Alliances change often and there is always the possibility of someone selling you out to the highest bidder, and that is exactly what President Trump is witnessing now. Last week, President Trump made a series of tweets about DACA that had some people scratching their heads. It appeared to many conservatives that Trump was capitulating to Democrat demands when he defended young immigrants protected by DACA. However, that was not the complete story, but that didn't stop people from going off the deep end. In fact, one of President Trump's most ardent supporters joined the ranks of bashing him and even went as far as to call for Trump's impeachment. The old saying of "with friends like these, who needs enemies" comes to mind when reporting this story. During the 2015-2016 presidential campaign, controversial conservative Speaker Ann Coulter was one of Trump's biggest supporters. Coulter even predicted Trump would win back in 2015 and has supported him ever since he won the election. However, Coulter has changed her mind. Last week, after President Trump made some comments concerning DACA, Coulter became incensed and took to Twitter to air her grievances. Here is more from The Hill. Trump earlier Thursday questioned why people would want to force DACA recipients out of the country. Does anybody really want to throw out good, educated and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Trump asked in a tweet. Really, they have been in our country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at young age. Plus big border security. The Trump administration announced last week it was ending the Obama-era program, which offered a temporary reprieve from deportation to certain young immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children. After a dinner at the White House on Wednesday, Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer, DNY, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Democrat California, said Trump agreed to enshrine the protections of DACA into law quickly, and to work out a package of border security, excluding the wall, that's acceptable to both sides. The White House quickly rejected that statement, saying that while border security and DACA were discussed, the president didn't agree to exclude funding for the border wall from the package. Trump also pushed back on the statement by Democratic leaders, saying early Thursday there was no deal made to protect young immigrants. Coulter, who was previously a strong supporter of Trump, also went after the president earlier this month. The conservative commentator accused Trump of betraying voters and breaking his promises. "Put a fork in Trump, he's dead," she tweeted early Thursday, highlighting a report that the president's supporters are furious about his apparent about-face DACA recipients after stressing immigration during the campaign. This is a prime example of why things truly never get done in the political world. Trump made it clear that there was a deal made between closed doors even though the Democrats lied in the press. Is it possible that Trump was trying to force their hand in the negotiation process? It is quite possible. The reason that DACA is even an issue is that Congress never did their job in the first place, which allowed Barack Obama to pass this terrible executive order. Now, President Trump has turned it back over to Congress, but here we are again at an impasse. According to Fox News, President Trump on Thursday denied reports that he struck a deal overnight with top Democrats to protect so-called dreamers, while insisting massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Trump's Twitter post was in response to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Democrat California, announcing after a dinner meeting at the White House that they had agreed to a plan to work out an agreement to protect our nation's dreamers from deportation. They also said we would review border security measures that didn't include building a wall. The president clarified Thursday morning that he intends for the wall to be built, and while he wants to help streamers, there's no deal yet. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Would be subject to vote, Trump tweeted. The wall, which is already under construction in the form of new renovation of old and existing fences and walls, will continue to be built. It appears pretty clear that Trump is keeping his word in the cutthroat political world. Maybe instead of Ann Coulter spouting off her mouth, she should have waited to see what he was even talking about. There are plenty of people in D.C. that would like to see Trump fail, but should they be from the side that elected him? In my opinion, I don't think so, and we should see what Trump's plan is before throwing the baby out with the bathwater.